The world is full of wonders, and people's understanding of the earth is still at a superficial level. Archaeology is an effective method for understanding human history, but there are indeed things in archaeological history that archaeologists find puzzling. Many artifacts do not fit the conditions of their time of creation, and each one seems like a time-traveling anomaly, with their creators remaining a mystery to this day. Let's now take stock of 10 things in human history that were not supposed to exist. At first glance, the majority of people would undoubtedly think, isn't this a modern glass cup? In fact, it is a national-level cultural relic unearthed from a warring state's tomb. Could it have been left behind by tomb raiders? However, various high-tech analyses have proven that it is over 2,000 years old. Besides, tomb raiders wouldn't have brought their own drinking cups into ancient tombs. In reality, China's tradition of crystal craftsmanship can be traced back to the Stone Age, but the incredibly modern design of this cup makes it challenging to believe that it was created by ancient people. It is widely known that batteries have a history of only a few hundred years. However, in 1936, archaeologists made a remarkable discovery in the outskirts of Baghdad. They found what appeared to be an ordinary clay jar, but upon expert examination, it was determined to be an artifact from the Persian Empire, dating back to 248–226 BC. When archaeologists delved into the jar's interior, they discovered a structure that closely resembled that of a chemical battery. This artifact, which should not have existed in that time period over 2,000 years ago, astonished the world. In addition to the ancient civilization of Egypt, Greece, another exciting discovery took place. According to an article in the Scottish newspaper from a century ago, in the year 1900, 3 years after the discovery of the airplane, a Greek diver found the remains of an ancient sunken cargo ship near the island of Antikythera. The salvage operation yielded a large number of jewelry, pottery, and bronze artifacts. However, the most significant find was a mysterious and complex bronze mechanical device that had rusted over time. It featured 30 independent gears made of bronze, clearly indicating the remnants of a sophisticated mechanism. For the past century, researchers have been devoted to studying the purpose of the Antikythera device. In 2001, scientists from Imperial College London, including Michael, used X-ray imaging to examine the internal structure of the Antikythera mechanism. They discovered its precision, surpassing even 18th-century clocks. The prevailing view in the archaeological community is that this device may be the world's oldest known computer. Ancient Greeks likely used it to predict the movements of planets in the solar system, and they may have employed a heliocentric model for their calculations. However, this understanding of the universe would not be widely accepted by astronomers until the Renaissance period, over 1,400 years later. It is worth noting that only one Antikythera mechanism has been found in Greek civilization. It is a unique artifact with exquisite design, which adds to its awe-inspiring nature. This uniqueness has led some to speculate that it could have extraterrestrial origins, a belief that convinces many people. It is widely known that the airplane is one of the most significant inventions of the early 20th century, commonly attributed to the Wright brothers from the United States. Since its invention, the airplane has become an indispensable mode of transportation in modern civilization, profoundly changing and influencing people's lives, and marking the beginning of humanity's conquest of the skies. However, an artifact found in a tomb dating back over 4,000 years challenges experts' understanding. So, what is the story behind it? In 1898, archaeologists discovered a model in an ancient Egyptian tomb dating back over 4,000 years that bore a striking resemblance to modern aircraft. The model was made of sycamore wood and weighed 31.5 grams. As the concept of airplanes did not exist at that time, it was referred to as the wooden bird model. The wooden bird model was placed in the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities in Cairo. Over time, its appearance continued to surprise people. The model closely resembled modern airplanes, with wings that could be spread out, a horizontally flat body, vertical tail fins, and even traces of detached horizontal tail surfaces. In order to determine the true nature of this aircraft model, a committee composed of archaeologists, aviation historians, aerodynamicists, and pilots began a research and identification study in December 1971. Based on their assessment, many experts believed that it exhibited the fundamental characteristics and performance of a modern aircraft. This led to a flurry of speculations and theories from the public. It is a mysterious book of unknown content, accompanied by illustrations, believed to have been created approximately 400 years ago. The alphabet and language used in the book remain undeciphered to this day. The manuscript features peculiar decorative images of celestial bodies, imaginary plants, and naked women, all written in a strange script that does not correspond to any known language. It feels like an extraterrestrial language, and to this day, it remains nothing more than an enigmatic artifact, as no one has been able to decipher its meaning. In 1938, Dr. Blotz, the head of the Department of Geology at Berea College in Kentucky, announced the discovery of 10 humanoid footprints in Carboniferous sandstone. Microscopic and infrared photographs confirmed that the trace fossils were approximately 250 million years old. In June 1968, amateur fossil enthusiast Mr. discovered several trilobite fossils in Antelope Spring, Utah, USA. He recalled, "When I gently tapped open a rock with a geological hammer, it unfolded like a book. To my astonishment, there was a human footprint on the rock, with a clover in the middle, and another rock had nearly intact footprints. What's even stranger is that those individuals were wearing shoes." Subsequently, in July 1968, geologist Dr. Burdick personally inspected Lehigh Spring and found a child's footprint. In August, educator Walter discovered 2 human footprints wearing shoes in the same rock containing trilobite fossils. All these findings, verified by relevant scholars, were deemed non-artificial. At that time, there were no humans, monkeys, bears, or large sloths on Earth capable of leaving human-like footprints. So, what kind of humanoid creature would have walked on this planet before the evolution of vertebrate animals? Trilobites were small marine invertebrates that existed on Earth from 600 million to 280 million years ago before becoming extinct. In comparison, the history of human existence is relatively short, and the use of proper footwear dates back only about 3,000 years. What explanation could account for all of this? Atomic energy technology is a high-tech technology that humans have only begun to master in the past few decades. However, in Africa, a 2-billion-year-old nuclear reactor has been discovered. A factory in France was using uranium ore imported from the Republic of Gabon in Africa. They were surprised to find that this batch of imported uranium ore had been used. The average uranium content in uranium ore is 0.72%, while the uranium content in the Oklo uranium ore was less than 0.3%. This strange phenomenon caught the attention of scientists. They went to investigate the Oklo uranium mine in Gabon and discovered an incredible prehistoric relic, an ancient nuclear reactor. This reactor is well preserved, structurally sound, and has been in operation for 500,000 years. According to studies, the Oklo uranium deposit was formed approximately 2 billion years ago, and the nuclear reactor was established shortly after the formation of the deposit. Humans only started using fire hundreds of thousands of years ago. So, who left behind this ancient nuclear reactor? Is it the work of extraterrestrials or the remains of a previous Earth civilization? Humanity has only had a history of tens of thousands of years in learning how to create tools, but they have discovered objects crafted by minerals that formed millions or even billions of years ago. In 1845, Sir David Brewster reported finding an iron nail embedded in stone at the Kingoody Quarry in Scotland. In 1851, an explosion occurred in the town of Dighton, Massachusetts, USA, blasting 2 metallic fragments from solid rock. When these 2 fragments were combined, they formed a bell-shaped vessel measuring 12 centimeters in height and 17 centimeters in width. It was made of a type of metal resembling zinc or a zinc-silver alloy. The surface of the vessel was engraved with 6 floral patterns, with pure silver inlaid on the flower centers, and the bottom featured a vine-like pattern. The local newspaper praised it as exquisite and unparalleled. In 1852, a drill-shaped iron tool was discovered in a large coal mine in Scotland, with no damage to the coal block surface and no sign of drilling. There is a small island called Pine, located 64 kilometers south of New Caledonia Island, approximately 1,207 kilometers from the east coast of Australia. The island is home to over 400 peculiar ancient mounds, resembling anthills, constructed of sand and stones. They stand about 2.4 to 2.7 meters tall, with a diameter of approximately 91 meters. The ancient mounds do not have any grass growing on them, and no remnants have been found inside. Within these 3 mounds, only one upright cement column was discovered in each. In another mound, 2 parallel cement columns were found. Using radiocarbon dating, these columns were measured to have been formed between 1095 BC and 5120 BCE. Who used cement before humans invented it? What were these columns used for? And why can't we find any related human remains nearby? These are all incredibly perplexing questions. In Topkapi Palace in Istanbul, Turkey, there is a unique ancient map. This ancient map, discovered in the early 18th century, appears to be a replica. On the map, only the Mediterranean region is accurately depicted, while other regions like the Americas and Africa are heavily distorted. However, when scientists delved deeper into their research, they were amazed to find that this ancient map was actually an aerial view of the sky. Who in ancient times possessed the high technology of space photography? On the high plateau of Lake Titicaca in South America, there is a mysterious archaeological site called Tiwanaku. It features a huge carved statue made from a single red sandstone block. The statue bears an immaculate sky map and hundreds of symbols. Archaeologists studied it for years and finally deciphered the star chart and symbols. They believed that this star map depicts the ancient sky from 27,000 years ago, while the symbols represent profound astronomical knowledge. Even more astonishingly, in the Egyptian pyramids, archaeologists discovered an artificial heart inside the left chest of a mummified boy. Modern medicine has only developed and utilized artificial hearts for a little over a decade, yet this mummy's artificial heart was precisely implanted through surgery 5,000 years ago. The manifestations of the super civilization in the search for roots seem to be a great joke played on us by this era. Some scientists propose 2 explanations for the mysteries surrounding these super civilizations. One is the traces left by extraterrestrial visits to Earth, and the other is the existence of a prehistoric super civilization that predates modern human civilization. Increasingly, more people are believing in the latter explanation, and some scientists have put forth the theory of Earth's civilization cycles. Biocultural archaeologists believe that in the 4.5 billion years of Earth's history, there have been 5 major extinctions and resurgences of life, with the last major extinction occurring 65 million years ago. It is speculated that advanced civilizations existed on Earth 2 billion years ago but were unfortunately destroyed by a nuclear war or a catastrophic natural disaster. Some also suggest that the destruction of previous advanced civilizations was due to the cyclical changes in Earth's climate or the periodic disappearance of Earth's magnetic field. When the solar system moves to specific positions in space, Earth periodically experiences climates unsuitable for human survival. The extinction of dinosaurs 65 million years ago is an example. These cyclic climate changes on Earth would lead to the cyclical emergence and evolution of advanced intelligent beings. The intriguing artifacts and events mentioned above seem to be telling a tale of a highly advanced civilization. If you have any thoughts on this matter, welcome to leave a comment in the section below. See you in the next episode.